All right, so today y'all are going to be reading the poem Meeting at Night. The first thing I want you to do on your TPCast sheet is to go ahead, make a prediction on what this poem is going to be about based off of the title of the poem. So you can pause the video and write one sentence. Okay, the only way you get this wrong is if you don't put a sentence there. Based off of the title, Meeting at Night, what do you think the poem's going to be about? Okay. After you write your prediction, we're going to go ahead and read the poem once out loud. Then we'll read it again and answer the questions. Meeting at night. The gray sea and the long black land, and the yellow half moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep. As I gain the cove with pushing prow and quenched speed, eye the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till the farm appears. A tap at the pane, the quick sharp scratch, and blue spurt of a lighted match, and a voice less loud through its joys and fears, than the 2 hearts beating each to each. Okay, so let's go ahead and paraphrase what this poem is about. It says the gray sea and the long black land. Okay, so we know that this person is, we'll say the speaker. The speaker is at sea and sees the land. Okay, and the yellow half moon, large and low. If there's a moon, we know this is at night. And it says meeting at night in the title. Okay, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep. So we can say that this person appears to be on water. And the reason I say that is because it's talking about the startled little waves that are leaping, just like when you go to Galveston or the dike and you see the waves crashing over. And then it says they're fiery ringlets from their sleep. Kind of like how when it's dark and you can see the reflection of the moon and it's really bright, the fiery ringlets would be the reflection of the moon on the water. And it says, as I gained the cove with pushing prow. So what this means is they're on a boat and they've reached the cove, meaning they have appeared to the shore. The speaker is in a boat and they have rowed to the shore. And it says, and quench its speed, I, the slushy sand, meaning I see that I'm now in the cove, which is still a body of water, but I'm almost to the shore, and so I'm increasing my speed so that I can meet the slushy sand. So he steps out of his boat onto the sand. Then a mile of sea-scented beach, okay? He walks I can't say he because I don't know, so I'll say the speaker walks a mile on the beach. 3 fields to cross till a farm. Okay, so the speaker walks a mile on the beach to get to a farm. A tap at the pane, the quick sharp scratch, and the blue spurt of a lighted match. Okay, so when it says a tap at the pane, it's talking about a window pane. It means that he's gone up to, or he or she, I keep saying he because I think it's a he, but we don't know. This person, the speaker, has gone up to someone's window and tapped on the window as if to wake them. Okay, so they get to a farm. The speaker taps on a window, and the person inside the window lights a match. Someone lights a match. And a voice less loud through its joys and fears than the 2 hearts beating each to each. Okay, so the person who opened it appears that the person who's greeting them, it says a voice less loud through its joys and fears. So joys and fears to me sounds like excitement. So someone is excited to meet the speaker, and I'm going to say that they hugged because their hearts are beating each to each, meaning like maybe they're next to each other, like they've hugged each other, and the two people hug. Okay. So again, the speaker is at sea and sees the land at night. The speaker appears to be on the water. The speaker is in a boat and they have rowed to the shore. The speaker walks a mile on the beach to get to a farm. Then they tap on a window and someone lights a match. Someone is excited to see the speaker and the two people hug. This is not the best written paraphrase of this, so if you want to shorten it, you can. For instance, I have repeated the speaker many times, so if you want to condense this, you can. Okay, it doesn't need to be that long. But since I was writing it line by line, that's how it appeared. All right, so let's look at the connotation. Words that I associate with those things. So we have, let's see, a word that sticks out to me, joys and fears. So when I see the word joys, I can think happiness, like I said, excitement, and also when I see the word fears, but because they paired it with joy, it made me think of excitement. But kind of like makes me think of worries. And one has a positive meaning and one has a negative meaning, or one has a positive connotation, one has a negative connotation. So for me, if they pair it together, that creates that sense of excitement, as if they're not really scared, they're just kind of worried. So they expected to kind of meet them. We have two hearts beating each other. So if I say the word hearts, it makes me think of love. And they've used some of that nature poetry. It talks about the gray sea, the yellow half moon, the startled little waves, the fiery ringlets. They're walking on a beach, and they're crossing a farm. So there's a lot of that nature imagery in this as well. Okay. What's the speaker's attitude towards the subject? So this is not as obvious as the last poem, but this poem is not just about nature, but it's also about two people meeting up in the middle of the night and kind of that excitement of not seeing someone for a while. And we can assume that they haven't seen their person for a while because they've had to cross the sea to get to them, and they've walked a mile on the beach to get to them. All right, so let's talk about their subject. I'm going to say the subject of this poem is love. And for me, it was kind of like how much this person was willing to do for the person that they love. They were willing to be out at sea at nighttime, which is dangerous. They were willing to row to shore and walk a mile and cross the field, and all to meet up with their person in the middle of the night who was excited to see them. Okay, so their attitude towards love is a positive or negative. It's obviously positive, and you can think of a word that you would associate with their attitude. We'll come back to that one in a minute. There's an obvious shift in the poem, and it's because of the way that they separated the two stanzas. We have one, then we have two. Okay, so the obvious shift is the word then, and that's when it's moving from sea to land. Okay, the word then signifies a shift from sea to land. Okay. Re-examine the title of the poem for a deeper meaning. Was your prediction accurate? So again, one sentence. One, tell me, was your prediction accurate? Okay. And two, what's the deeper meaning of this poem? Why was it important to have a meeting at night? Okay. What's the significance of the words meeting at night? Well, like I said, they've gone across the sea, they've gone across the land, they've walked for at least a mile, they've rowed a boat, they've they're on the sea at night, which is, again, not safe, all to do what? To meet someone in the middle of the night. So whatever this meaning of this night is, it must have been some kind of significant event for this person. Meeting at night represents the links the speaker will go through for their the person they love. It says this meeting at night represents the links the speaker will go through for the person they love. Okay, what is the theme or message of the poem? So again, it's talking about love and the links that someone will go through for the person that they love. And I say love just because it says two hearts beating each to each. They obviously weren't scared that this person came and knocked on their window. They were excited to see them. There was joys and there was fearful. Maybe this person had been gone for a long time, but either way, the person seemed happy to have met them in the middle of the night. Okay, so your theme needs to start off with the word love. Okay, love, or it needs to at least have the word love in it because that's the subject of our poem. If you love someone, you will go through great lengths to be reunited with them. Okay. All right, so let's look at this other stuff down here. Read the stanzas aloud. What rhyme scheme do you see? Look at the end rhyme of these poems. Okay, put it in your sound chart. We have land, low, leap, sleep, prow, sand. So I can tell you land and sand. So that's A, low, pro. That's B, leap, sleep. So it went A, B, C, B, A. Record that on your sound device chart. Where does the speaker arrive and what happens when he gets there? I said, see, it says right here. It says he. We don't know it's a he though. You can answer this on your own. Identify words and phrases from the poem that match the painting on 782. Look at these words like gray sea, long black land. Look at the painting on 782. Do these words match? Are they different? Okay, and that's it for this poem. We didn't answer this question, or I didn't answer this question fully. I want you to try to answer it on your own. You can look at tone words. I gave you a list online and see if you can identify this author's attitude in this poem. Okay?